Rassell in from the left side. He'll get a shot. He scores. Mark Rassell.
I'm Mark Rassell, captain, number 27 of WHL's Medicine Tigers. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, and growing up, my favorite NHL team was the Calgary Flames.
So Mark, you didn't have the most conventional path to the WHL, but could you just tell us a little bit about that?
My path started, like most players, with the Alberta Cup tournament when you're 14 in your draft year. You know, I played in that tournament and I got invited to the top 80 Team Alberta camp. I didn't get drafted between the two, so I was obviously pretty disappointed. But during that top 80 camp, there was obviously a lot of WHL scouts looking at the list or the undrafted players, and I was one of them. And you know, a week after that camp, Brad McEwen called me and told me I was listed by the Medicine Tigers.
So what would you say is one of those things that you could tell to minor hockey kids who have been told along the way no?
Yeah, the one thing that I think helped me in the early stages of my career was getting cut. You know, a lot of players in the WHL have always been the best players on their team. They're never told no. They're always the first line guys, the top guys on their team. And for me, I was cut from midget AAA even after I was listed and signed with the Tigers. So it's hard to deal with at the time, but in hindsight, you know, it's one of the best things for you. Something that if you have the mental toughness to deal with, it's going to help you a lot in your career.
When you came into the WHL, what was one of the things that you personally needed to work on to get yourself up to that next level?
I played a very small role in my rookie year. I was a fourth liner. I was told to just get the puck out of my end, puck into their end, and then get off the ice so our top guys could do what they do best. And you know, I really took it to heart. That was my role, and that's what I was going to do, and that's how I was going to be successful that season.
Well, when I first saw Mark Rassell, big gangly kid, he wasn't all that coordinated and so on, and you know, it took him a while to find his way here in the Western Hockey League, but you could tell he had some ability. He had a lot of talent as far as around the net was concerned. His skating, he's picked up on that. He's improved 150% in his skating and so on, and he's matured as a player.
So Mark, you saw an increased leadership role this year, and you obviously have the C on your jersey. What are some of those qualities and traits that you try to instill in the dressing room?
I'm an outgoing guy, I'm a funny guy. I can keep the room light when it needs to be light, and I can be serious and yell if I need to and get the guys' attention. I know the rookies, if you ask any of them, they say I'm not very scary, but because I'm pretty fun-loving. But you know, if I have to yell, I'm going to yell, and I think people will listen. I think I'm well respected in this locker room, and obviously being named captain of this team at the start of this year was very much of an honor for me. I was very excited to be able to wear the C for such a historic franchise.
You want a lot of communication in a captain, and especially with a team as young as ours. Obviously there's a lot of direction that needs to be sent to the young guys, and they need to learn, and I think Mark's done a real good job with communicating with them, and obviously communicating with the secondary leadership to make sure everyone else is on the same page as well.
Mark, in your mind, what's your standout moment thus far in the orange and black?
You know, looking back on my career, it's been long. You know, 4 years here. I can think of a couple moments from each year, but you know, one of the big ones was scoring the teddy bear goal my rookie season. My role wasn't to score goals. My role was to get the puck out of my own end and into their end. And, you know, all the fellas, I was well liked as just an outgoing rookie that year, and you know, they had the camera going around the room, and I jokingly said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to score it myself," and the fellas laughed. And then I went out. It was like my second shift of the game, 9 minutes in, and I ended up scoring the goal, and it was hilarious because I actually called it, and then the fellas were like, "Oh my God, he actually did it."
Only guy on the team that picked himself. He must have known what was coming here.
I don't know. I did it as a joke just to get some laughs, but I guess I don't know. I had confidence in myself. Schneider picked me too, so that was for Schneider, I guess.
That was probably one of the bigger ones for me, and then obviously being named the captain and being relied upon heavily this year. There's been so many moments this year, like getting to play overtime. You know, I got 2 overtime winners at home, and that was pretty exciting when you see the boys piling off the bench and coming at you, knowing that you just got a win for your team.
Awesome, Mark. Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much, and good luck with the rest of your season.
Yeah, thank you.